Hey everyone, sorry there was no video last Wednesday, it just wasn't gonna happen. I do have pretty much entirely filmed like 3 more, just editing and stuff was not gonna happen in time. So yeah, and for today's video I am coloring another one of my Inktober pieces from last year just because it's way easier to set up. There will be new stuff, different stuff, not digital, next week. I promise, for realsies. But yeah. So today I'm coloring day 4 because day 3 didn't really have that much interest in composition-wise, and I didn't feel like recording it at the time. There may or may not be noise in the background, and I may or may not have to record this again, but let's be real, it's me, I'm lazy. Daniel Tiger's not that loud anyways. And so, yeah. So today is day 4 of last year's Inktober pieces, and it is Maddie from MG Fight. I actually think that I might have done a video of the line art for this, actually. I think this is the, like, one Inktober day I got done. Can't remember which one it is, but I think it was this one. I could check, but again, it's me. I'm lazy. If it is, I will link it in either the description, or actually I think I can do it in the end of the video. I can't put external links in my end screen, so I just ignore the fact that I can do anything on the end screen. But I think I can put videos, so if I can, I will put a link to the line art process at the end of this. Because that's a thing I can do. But anyways, so yeah, this is Maddie. She is my sad magical girl from MG Fight, that one project I don't get to work on right now because I have other things I need to be doing. Yeah. I'm still prefer working traditionally than digital, but I'm getting to a point where, you know, I don't hate it anymore. So for the first step of what I do is I always fill in the, you know, foreground or whatever, or a character in a base color, and then make a new layer after selecting the color, and it's just easier for me to work on it that way, and then slowly add more layers on top of, and then that underneath each other, just as it goes, so it goes along easier. First step is always adding the flats, which is the most time consuming and probably why I don't work digitally as much as I normally do. Also really fun is, like, there are large sections where her clothing is black or her lipstick, and it's just like, it's not black because I can add shadow to it later, but it's dark enough that I have to lower the opacity quite a bit. And again, I apologize, you can probably hear Daniel Tiger in the background, but to not have that would be effort, which I didn't want to do. For her magic, I could have done proper, like, lighting effects or whatever, but in the Test Fight comic, which I will link to in my store below, I should post that, actually, but I just had layers of transparency because it's what I default to. So I kept that up a little under 50%. And yeah, first step, getting the flats done and, you know, solidifying the layers as much as I could. I actually had trouble figuring out what I wanted to do for the background color, and I cut out a fair bit of just playing around because I ended up settling on the gray. The other option was light blue that I might actually change it to. Depends on how the next days goes. But yeah, so I do it in 2 stages. I'll get all of the flats down, and then I'll save it and go take a break and add the shading in the next. Whenever I work on it. This one was interesting just because for some reason I could not get her skin to a place that I liked. I think it's because normally what I'll do is I'll duplicate words, whatever, just the section where the skin is, and then set the top layer to 50% and layer red underneath, sort of, you know, to imitate where there's like blood. But I just, for some reason, did not like how that was going, so I just went straight in with shading. It ended up in a place that I liked, but it took longer than expected. I also played around with the smudge tool, which I've never done before. I intend to just use, you know, layers of transparency and just go like, okay, blend it in from there, just because I like the look better. I don't know, just something about the smudge tool just overly blends. It doesn't really work with the way I shade. Or maybe just I don't know what to do with it. One of the two. With the shadows, I initially went in wanting to make the shadows more towards red and the highlights more towards blue, but I just want to... But I didn't make them as dramatic as intended. Not in the end. I was also thinking, like... So when I went to shade in her like legs and arms, it just ended up going in with straight black, and I think I needed to go in a little less than that, because once I messed around with the layer modes enough, it went from okay to ooh, pretty quick. I'm also kind of curious as to the actual quality of the video, because I edit everything in Windows Movie Maker just because that's what I know how to use, and also it's free and already on my computer. But the screen capture software I use updated strangely, so I don't actually know what the video quality is, because Movie Maker lowers the quality of it so it processes faster for editing and such. So I guess I'll see later. Actually, I think working on the hair, like the coloring, is probably my favorite. Just because when I actually kind of know how hair works, like when shading like faces and stuff, I'm like, okay, if I knew how to make up better, I could paint this better, but I don't. But I know how her hair works. So I always get to play around with shades more than anywhere else, really. And that's really about it. I had a lot of fun at Conquest last weekend, though due to some personal stuff that I don't want to talk about. Didn't get much else done. Kind of went by the numbers the way I normally do the convention, but, you know, it was enjoyable. I'm hoping I can find a video of the masquerade, if so I'll link it somewhere. I had fun in it. And here is the finished piece, and hopefully a link. And there's